Very good afternoon to all. Thank you for being here and welcome to Tally CA Connect. Our today's discussion is seamless audit trail compliance with TallyPrime. And we all know about the notification by Ministry of Corporate Affairs, which states that company registered with them should have a feature of audit trail in their accounting software used by them to manage their books. Well, TallyPrime was equipped with this feature long back when this notification was originally issued, that is 1 year back. But now that it is applicable from April this year, so we have with us our expert, CA Punit sir. So Punit Mehta, not only a compliant expert, but also a Tally guru, as we like to say, Tally evangelist, who will help us display the benefits of the feature of TallyPrime. So that when we use the product, it is not because we are required to do that, but also how beneficial it is to imply that. That said, we will begin our discussion. Also, as we have a big audience, we would request that please direct your questions to Q&A instead of chat so that we can keep track and make sure that all the queries are answered. And there's a surprise. At the end of the webinar, we will have a quiz. Yes, you heard it right. We will have a quiz with just, don't be scared, it will be just 3-4 questions, which Punit has prepared basis our today's discussion. And if you like it, we will also introduce this feature in our CA community platform. I'm sure you all are aware of the CA community portal. We will share the description one more time in the chat box. So the CA community portal has a lot to offer for chartered accountants. So I think we will take up the discussion post our today's topic of discussion. So Punit sir is here. Over to you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Komal. And I'm really happy to be here on Tally Solutions platform once again for sharing whatever small knowledge I have on this Tally Audit Log and Audit Trail version. So friends, this is a very challenging situation where in 2021, when the government launched or brought in the circular, and after that, again in 2022, it revised it. And many people thought that in 2023, again, it might get postponed or not. But thankfully, just before this, we are all set, and many companies have already started complying with this circular. Okay, so let me share my screen, and we will go straight towards the presentation. We all are going to discuss on the edit log functionality or audit trail, which has come in TallyPrime, and why it has come because of the MCA circular and the guidance given by CA Institute regarding what are the essentials of a software for which we are supposed to maintain. Okay, so let me just take you to the today's flow of discussion. Basics of MCA requirements, as to what the MCA is wanting to say, with whatever little information or holistic approach we can take. What are the basics of the MCA requirements? Okay, TallyPrime Edit Log walkthrough. We will discuss on certain prerequisites. Although the accounting year has already started, some of you might have got updated this particular software also, but there are certain prerequisites as with any software that you must follow it before we proceed towards it. So we will discuss on certain prerequisites also, which is required. Certain common questions which will keep coming. So many times right now, as Komal ji has already informed that whatever questions that you come to your mind, you can put it in the Q&A, but there are possibilities for some other questions. So many FAQs have been designed. So we will take up some of those FAQs, common FAQs that are required. Finally, Q&A and the way forward along with the quiz. So I was thinking that we will take up the quiz along with the lecture flow only, but let us see how we move along. As we move along, we will take it up as and when is there, right? Although a very basic question, but I'm not sure how many of us are already using, or rather how many of us are still using Tally ERP9. So if anyone is still using Tally ERP9, they can put it in the chat box that Tally ERP9 or TallyPrime. Abhishek says using ERP9. Okay. How many more? Abhinav says both. Yes. Majority of them are saying ERP9 and some of them are saying as both. Okay. I understand the compulsions for using both the softwares, ERP9 and Prime. And probably now, when ERP9 has been stopped for last 2.5 years or 3 years and more. So now we will have to think of shifting to TallyPrime only. And within TallyPrime, how we can maintain both with edit log and without edit log, we will see. Lots and lots of users are still on ERP9. So I will be taking up some basics of TallyPrime also, because it is one of the best softwares that has come out, and the way in which all the things are getting simpler and simpler. You all would love it. Some of you who might be using TallyPrime only will also find some good insights that we can discuss it as we move along, and they might find it useful for their regular usage as well. So let me take you to the basics of the circular. Friends, 24th March 2021, MCA brings out the notification that those who are maintaining books of accounts electronically, okay, for them, and that meant was accounting software, they should have a feature for recording the trail of the transaction, when he has created, what he has created, who has created. So all those questions were required to be answered. Okay, so I don't know what prompted government to bring out such a circular, but in 2021, very few people and very few software, or rather none of the software were ready with the complete trail kind of environment, except one or two, I don't know, but very few were actually ready with the trail, that any changes which is made in the software would be also be available as a trail. Friends, log is a different thing, software log is a different thing, and software trail is a different thing. There is a critical difference between the two. So some of the softwares were available with a software log. Okay, user logs were available, but that is not was meant by the MCA circular. So what actually meant was this, that the audit trail for each and every transaction would be required. With this trail, the expectation is that any change made in the books of accounts, along with the date of such change, that trail has to get we should be aware of those changes, and ensuring, and this is the most critical point, ensuring that the audit trail cannot be disabled. Now, in Tally has got one of the most flexible software, and adopting an edit trail for that software was in itself a challenge. Okay, but then Tally solution accepted that challenge and have brought out this software. What is this? How we have to update that? All things we will come on that a little while later. But finally, the MCA announced that this will take effect from April 1, 2023. Just to paraphrase the same wordings, these are the actual wordings that has been used. Proviso to Rule 3, Audit Trail of Companies Rule for the financial year beginning. Earlier it was April 2021, now it is April 1, 2023. Okay, so creating a log, edit log of each change made in the books, along with the date when such changes were made, and ensuring that the audit trail cannot be disabled. Along with that, for the auditors also, the software was, the notification was issued that they have to report, auditor have to report whether the company is using such accounting software, okay, for which the trail has been maintained throughout the year for all the transactions recorded. The audit trail has not been tampered, and the audit trail has been preserved as per the statutory requirements of the record retention. These were the two notifications which has been the main ground of discussion for the software companies, for the chartered accountants to work with, as to how that functionality would be made available. Okay. Friends, globally, no such similar reporting obligation exists. As far as my knowledge goes, there is no such reporting obligation exists for the auditor. And in absence of such no reporting obligation, similar reporting obligation or whatever it is left to the professional judgment of the auditor, of the person who is auditing, to report on such matters. Okay. ICAI Institute has issued a guidelines that these are the workings where you can check with, and these are the reports, these are the paragraphs by which you can provide the details. Okay. ICAI has issued a detailed guidelines along with the probable remarks in case the software, if the company is using the software, or in case the company is not using the software. In both the case, ICAI has issued a detailed guidance note. Okay, I would recommend highly for the chartered accountants and the auditees as well to go through that guidance note, because the maintenance of the books of accounts, the primary responsibility lies with whom? Accountant or the team, that is the management, or with the auditor. Obviously, it is the management. So it is the first, the management will have to read through the expectation, and then of course the auditor will be reporting on the actual what has happened within the company's books of accounts. Okay, so would recommend highly to go through the guidance note issued by Institute of Chartered Accountants. So what are we going to do? We are going to work on the TallyPrime edit log. What it will do? It will ensure that you are compliant from the first day without needing to change your accounting software or the way you operate. All you need to do is to upgrade the TallyPrime edit log, and it will take care of the rest. Now, how to upgrade? www.tallysolutions.com. Go to download. Download, you will find two versions, normal TallyPrime and TallyPrime edit log. So those of you who are using normal TallyPrime release 2.1, okay, this is what we have already downloaded. And for the companies, where there is an MCA requirement, you will need to download this. No need of any reactivation, anything. If you have already TallyPrime 2.1 license, this will automatically catch up that license. You don't need to reactivate again in TallyPrime edit log. Okay. Of course, you can surrender this license and reactivate it. That is also fine. And also you can use both the versions together. Now, why am I saying both the version together? Is that for some companies like private partnerships, individuals, LLPs, where the MCA requirement is not applicable and you wish to use TallyPrime release 2.1, you can continue to use it. And for the other companies where MCA requirement is there, where the stringent audit log is supposed to be maintained, you can download this and run this EXE. Okay, the data path, how will you find is that if you see my desktop, you will find that there is TallyPrime edit log EL and there is normal TallyPrime. Okay, these are the two TallyPrime logo that you will have it on your desktop. Okay, so you can just double click once you have installed it, then it will ask as right. So it will ask what? This question, that whether you require migration or you don't require migration. So if you see that there are few companies where it is not asking that question of migration, but for few it is asking. Just to give you a brief, that this data folder, that is the F drive, has got multiple data, and out of which some have already been opened in TallyPrime release edit log. Okay, in this version we have already opened it, so that is why it is not asking for the migration. For the users who are not having it, this will be migration would be asked. Okay, what happens in the migration we will discuss in the prerequisites. Not a very big challenge, but we will understand it little while later. So the moment you activate select the company, you provide the username. Okay, so Dhruvi Electricals is what I have provided the username. Okay, now what is supposed to be done? The software requires that the trail of when this company was got migrated to TallyPrime edit log, from when that has to come. From when it will come, where it will come, you can go here, Alt K, company, and option edit log. So here it shows that on 1st October 22, I have moved the username A has moved the data to TallyPrime edit log. Okay, activities affecting edit log. In case this data again goes out of edit log exe to a normal version, then it will be reported out here that it has not, for this period, the data was not there in edit log. Okay, I will show you an example of this particular aspect also a little while later. Okay, now what does TallyPrime edit log records? So I can just, I have logged in through A, username A, and I will just change one ledger name, Airtel Mumbai Circle, to Mumbai and Maharashtra Circle. I have changed the name and I have accepted the Control A is the shortcut key. Okay, so you will find that this is Airtel Mumbai and Maharashtra Circle. So if you want to see that what change was made, when the change was made, and who has made the changes, then you have to click on a single button called Alt Q, Alt plus Q. I will click on that, Alt plus Q. Okay, so it says that on 5th April 23 at 3:19 p.m. A has made the change, and with the Tally's classic functionality of drill down, I come here, I get that mailing name was changed and the ledger name was changed. So if you see, this is the idea. So when it was created, because it is before 1st October, the trail was not activated, so the user do not have the date and time out there. But when this change was made, these details are there, 5th April 23. Okay, so this is how you come to know that this is the change which has been made. Okay, from the name it is there. So only with the click of button, that is called Alt Q. Friends, the trail is not only for the name, it covers each and every aspect of your master. Okay, each and every aspect of your master, your mailing name details. While you would want the mailing name to be like this, Mumbai Circle and Maharashtra State, whatever.
Punit sir,
Yes.
sorry to interrupt. Would you like to take the queries as and when you're going, or would you?
Yeah. In case these are related, I would like to take it. Yeah.
Because I think there were two questions similar to, because that is, how can we convert our TallyPrime into edit log? I think two of them has already asked that.
Yes.
And one person has asked that, is the circular applicable to LLP?
Uh, as far as my knowledge goes, the circular is not applicable to LLP because it says all companies. All companies would include Section 8 companies, would include foreign companies operating in India, but it would not include LLPs. LLPs are separate. They are not, as far as my knowledge goes, they would not come within the ambit of the audit trail. Okay, so that is one question. And the other thing was we have already taken up is that how to migrate from the earlier version. So TallyPrime Alt K, you just select, and if you see there are multiple requirement and you can just, so here it is there. You just have to select the company and the migration happens. Backup. Okay, right. So this is a migration which has happened. So now the user need not do anything. What happens in the migration is the majorly the data is getting changed from the data structure of TallyPrime to data structure of TallyPrime Audit Log. That is there. But for the users, one important change which is there, which I will cover a little while later regarding the voucher numbering, what it is there and how it has to be maintained. So that I will come in terms of prerequisites whenever I am coming on that. Okay. So migration we have already covered. I will close this company. Okay. So now this is what we've seen. Alter ledger. Okay. Now we have Alt Q. So there are three versions. If you see, there are three versions: version 3, version 2, and version 1. So you can just click on enter. Okay. So here in the version 3 and version 2, on the right hand side, you will find that only the name has got changed. Okay. And escape, and then here you will find name and mailing name both has got changed. Friends, Tally covers not only the fields which are there. So there could be change in address, there could be change in balance or state or whatever it is. Tally also covers the configuration. In case you have made a configuration that, okay, check for credit days during the entry. Now this is the F12 configuration. Yes, no. Okay. So earlier, suppose this is also kept, check for credit days, Control A. I have accepted it. And once I go to Alt Q, once again, I will find that this is the fourth version. Is credit days checked on, is kept as this value is kept on. So Tally is not only recording whatever changes users do for the field, it also records user does for the F12 configuration or certain configuration functionality, because many important changes are there in the master, TDS, GST details. So it is not just that changes in the name or changes in the balance which is important. When you are looking at the books of account, we need to look at it in a holistic manner. So as far as masters goes, it does records all the changes. Okay. Right. So this was one master which was changed. Now the question arises that in case I have changed in 15 master or 30 master, how do I come to know that which masters has got modified? How do I come to know that which masters has got modified? So here Tally has provided, okay, which is the report where you get the list of all the masters? Anyone? Can you provide your answer in chat? Which is the report where you can get the list of all the masters? In balance sheet, in trial balance, statistics, list of all the masters. Yes, Shrikant bhai. Yes, Krishan Lakhudia ji. both are right. In the statistics also we get it, but more importantly, we get it in the chart of accounts. So we select the chart of accounts, ledgers. Okay. Now this is the list of all the masters. In this list, okay, if you wish to know that which masters has got modified or which masters has got deleted, then there is one button which Tally has provided. It is called Control B, basis of value. Okay, show report for, and here show report for altered ledgers, all ledgers, or non-altered ledgers. So here you can select altered ledgers. Do you wish to see deleted ledgers? I say yes. So yes. So now this particular aspect users can provide a note, users can see, the auditor can see that Alok Mehta and company was created and deleted. Okay. And consequently, there are 5 more ledgers which was created and modified. Okay. What was the modification done? You can go inside the ledger, Alt Q, and see there are 4 modifications which was done out here in this particular ledger, advertisement expense. What was done in those 4 version? You can just go in a classic drill down behavior that, okay, in this the notes was added. Okay. In the 3rd version, the direct expenses to indirect expenses was made. So like this, all the changes you can further go and check it. The benefit is that you now, as an auditor, you now need to identify these few ledgers only for which the modification was done. Okay, out of so much huge ledgers, suppose these are 200 or 250 ledgers, okay, along with the groups of accounts, how would you identify? It is just by clicking on one button called Control B, basis of value. And if you click on that, it will ask whether you want to see the altered vouchers, altered masters or not. Yes, only the altered masters, and thereafter you can go and check it. Okay. Any questions till now related to that? Friends, I am not using the PPT right now. It is the Tally which is I'm using it.
There's some questions in Q&A as well.
Okay, let me just check.
And if questions you want to take it at the end, we can do that as well.
Okay. Does Tally audit log record IP address whenever data entry is added or changed? Currently, as of now, no, but maybe in future it might bring it. Okay. Applicable to small companies. To my knowledge, all companies. Can we use both TallyPrime and EL version? Taran bhai, yes, we can use both. I am also using it both. If you have seen my desktop, I had TallyPrime and TallyPrime Edit Log. Okay. Is it enough if we enable Audit Trail, or both Edit Log and Audit Trail are to be enabled? ERP allows Audit Trail. Mr. Rajaram, I will answer this on live. I have kept it for my Q&A. Can edit log be seen as a whole, not transaction wise? Would love to, but I have not gone to the transaction audit log, but I will show you some things on the transaction audit log also. Okay. Gautam G, to check audit trail, do we have to go to each ledger to check it? As I said, you can go to display chart of accounts, and there, in the chart of accounts, you can go Control B and see that only the altered masters have been there. Do we have to define username for the audit trail? While who is not mentioned in the circular, as a matter of best practices, I would recommend yes. Who has done this? So I would recommend Mr. Madan that we should have username and password when we are entering it. Backdated entries, yes, I will take up that how it would be reflected in TallyPrime. Prakash bhai, yes, this is also one of the prerequisites. I will take it up little later. Neeraj bhai is saying in bank voucher at the time of BRS, when we enter the date of clearing from the bank statement, then also change is reported in edit logs. That is fine. Now for every entry of bank appears in edit log. Okay, so the bank reconciliation date, Neeraj bhai, is recorded in the transaction itself. So when you are updating the bank date, it is a modification which is done in the transaction itself, and that modification will be considered as a change in transaction, and hence it would be reflected in edit log. Otherwise, MCA requirement would not get fulfilled, because you are changing the books of accounts or the values available in the transaction. So while there would be better versions of Tally which would come as we move along, that only the changes related to amount or only the changes related to certain important aspects should be shown. Others could be ignored or could be verified later on. Maybe those things can be come up at a little while later. Okay. Sunil Kumar says, when we issue sales invoice and go to e-way e-invoice, second. No, Sunil bhai, any change, whether it is changes related to e-way bill part B or any e-invoice updation, those will have to be recorded in the edit log also. So that one cannot change it, because that is what the MCA requirement is. Disha Gupta says, how can we get edit log TallyPrime? Disha ma'am, you will have to purchase TallyPrime first, and then you can activate the edit log. I had initially shown from where you can download the TallyPrime edit log. If you already have a license, great, just go ahead and download TallyPrime edit log. This is one question that I will answer at the last. Tilak bhai. If entry is made in the backdate for the first time, of course it will show, because it in the audit trail report it shows, it takes the system date. Edit log will bind to GSTN whom audit trail is applicable. I did not get Anupam ji, what exactly do you mean to say?
That can be taken on later.
Yeah. Okay. Pragnesh bhai, explain how on audit trail option. I think you are referring to Tally ERP9. Pragnesh bhai, in TallyPrime edit log release 2.1 onwards, we can activate this version. Earlier releases did not have this functionality of TallyPrime edit log. After only after 2.1, this functionality is there. Okay. So I am now moving towards editing of the transaction. So this is one transaction which is there. Okay. I will just see Alt Q created by 28th March 23. Okay. Now this transaction, I want to update the description. Okay, nothing much. I've just updated the description and I am saving the update. So transaction of 11th Feb 2021, Alt A. It shows that, sorry, Alt Q, not Alt A. It shows that it was created on 28th of March by username A, altered by username A again on 5th of April. Okay, and once you go there, enter it, you get it that what is the transaction change that you have made. So bright finish is the description that we have provided. So Alt Q is the similar button both for masters as well as for transaction. It is not appearing anywhere that how it is there, but you will have to update this particular functionality, Alt Q. Okay. Similar to this, Alt Q. Now suppose this transaction, I am finding that I do not want to pass this transaction and I want to use a shortcut key called Alt D and delete this transaction. Alt D. Okay. Deleted. Username A had the rights, so deleted. So how do you find that which transactions have been deleted? You go to display daybook. Okay. Select the entire period. Then click on Control B. Again, as we have done it for the masters, click on Control B, show report for altered vouchers, include deleted vouchers, yes, and Control A. So you will find that this transaction was deleted. Yeah, 10th Feb, this transaction was deleted. Okay. Alt Q. Yeah. Once you click on deleted option, you will find that on 28th of March, this was created, modified, and now deleted. And once you enter this, you will get what was the thing. Okay. Now the common question comes, can we restore this? Can we restore a deleted voucher? This is the first common question that I get it. That okay sir, no problem, it was deleted, might be for some reason. Now I want to restore the voucher as it is. Can I restore it? The answer is no. You cannot restore it in the similar manner. You can again pass the transaction, that is fine, with the same number, but you will not be able to immediately retrieve it just by clicking some button and getting it retrieved. Okay, the trail would be there in the transaction, but you will not be able to retrieve it. Okay. So this is what the trail of the transaction. Control B, deleted transaction. We saw Alt Q, masters. Now let me take up some of the Q&A if it is there. Ajay Bhai says, any problem in backdated voucher entry because voucher numbering will get affected. Ajay Bhai, we will take it up in our prerequisites. What is the ideal way of updating the TallyPrime? That is the next thing that we are going to do. Will edit log capture the serial number of tally in which it is recorded? Currently, there is no such MCA requirement, anonymous attendee. I'm not sure what you are referring, but currently there is no such requirement, and I don't think so Tally is also capturing the serial number. If you take Tally data folder from one PC to other and make the corrections and deletions, then how the audit logs will get recorded? The IP address is currently not getting updated. In the other PC, you should have TallyPrime edit log only. Then only it will get the edit log trail would be recorded. Otherwise, Mr. Admin, you will not be able to keep the trail. Otherwise, in the Alt K login, which I have shown you at the start of the presentation, it will just show that data was migrated from TallyPrime 2.1 edit log to normal TallyPrime 2.1 and then again to TallyPrime 2.1 edit log. Pragnesh bhai, how to activate TallyPrime function? No need to activate, you just need to activate the exe of TallyPrime edit log, EL. Sharath, accountants making entry in TallyPrime normal 2.1 and auditor use edit log for audit purpose? No, that would not suffice the MCA circular, because MCA circular and otherwise the responsibility for maintaining the books of accounts is casted upon the management, and management would include accountants also. Okay, so they will have to ensure that they are using the edit log. Otherwise, auditor will not be able to report in a positive manner.
Punitji, one question. What is this MCA circular that you are referring to? Where is the details about all these things in the MCA circular?
So I had taken up in the start when we have started the presentation. At that time only we had taken up, and maybe a little while later we will again take up the MCA circular.
So basically there are some guidelines given by MCA on this.
Yes, MCA circular just says that the books of accounts. MCA circular does not says regarding this. This is a requirement from the company's this thing that Caro, who is maintaining the books of accounts, it is a management's responsibility. It is not the auditor's responsibility, right? So primary responsibility, and in the institute guidelines, we have to give the declaration.
Institute guidelines talks about auditor's responsibility.
Yes, institute guidelines.
MCA has not given any clarity on this, sir.
MCA has not given any clarity. Institute guidelines ask the auditors to take the certificate from the management that while they understand that it is their primary responsibility to maintain the books of accounts, the maintenance of audit trail would be there, and it is the auditor who will have to report whether such a trail is available for the books of accounts or not.
Agreed, sir. Yes, I will not take more than 10 seconds. So sorry to disturb your wonderful flow, but nevertheless, Punitji, I feel very, very painful that the government at this level has brought in a change with zero directions for the businessmen and accountants. Sir. That's one of the painful points, sir.
Yes, no such obligation across the world, reporting obligations across the world, as well as no such parallel kind of notification where that is there. My worry,
there are 2.3 million with the 2.3 million people who have come into there are 2.3 million under the registration of MCA, and all of them are supposed to bring in this rule, and MCA, other than passing a small half sheet gazette, they have no clue. They have, I don't know how the country is run, sir. Unfortunately, very unfortunate. I mean, I don't know how to express this, but nevertheless, one request to all the participants is, in case if they have any confusions, any clarification, they can write it to Komal, and we are trying to represent the businesses to MCA for suitable action and response. We will include it. So that is one request for all the participants, and apologies for coming in between Punit and his wonderful session. Punitji, sorry, and a big thanks to you.
No worries, Arvindji. Thank you for coming in and sharing the concern from the Tally's perspective. I also share the similar functionality, similar concern that while MCA has brought in a 2-paragraph circular, not much is required, or rather auditors are also not aware as to, even if they check that these are the changes which are made, how to report or what are the reporting functionalities which is there. So that all things are
10 out of 10 businesses who come under MCA are not even aware of something like this.
Yeah.
10 out of 10.
True, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Coming back to our presentation, let me just close this. Okay. Quiz, we will take it up at the end. Okay. Lot of questions have come that users have identified that they were using Tally ERP9. They have been using Tally ERP9. So those users, if they are coming to Tally, when they are coming to TallyPrime, okay, they have to ensure that their machine is 64-bit. Okay, that earlier the machine used to be 32-bit also. So first and foremost, because without that, the TallyPrime software itself would not work. Forget about the edit log. Okay, that is the first prerequisite that user must note when they are coming to the TallyPrime edit log. Okay, then if they are using ERP9, please ensure your hardware is suitably configured. Before they start on this particular version, they will have to ensure that the user security details are properly updated. as you had seen at the start of my presentation, when I had taken up TallyPrime edit log functionality, username comes. Tally captures directly the usernames who is migrating from earlier version to TallyPrime edit log. Okay, so it is important for the users to activate the security control and then migrate it to TallyPrime edit log. Okay, all the users whosoever, even if there is one accountant, it is suggested that please provide the name of that accountant in the data and then migrate it, because then it will be clear that who has made the changes when these changes are made. Recorded the trail of the transactions earlier and the masters. Now it is recording. Now the trail could be 2 times, 3 times, 4 times versions, or 7 times, or 10 times, or 15 times. It could be anything. So we need to ensure that what is the data size that we are having, and according to the data size, do we have enough free hard disk space in the location where we are going to use TallyPrime edit log. So yesterday when we were discussing with one customer, they had a very free space for the TallyPrime data was very minimal. So we suggested that you first free up your disk space, add additional SSD hard disk or something, and then migrate to TallyPrime, because otherwise you will find difficulty in your regular operation. Enough RAM available. TallyPrime as such, my experience shows about 2 GB or 2.5 or rather 2 GB of RAM per user should be thought of. So if you are having 8 users or in a company, ensure that your server is about 16 GB of RAM. Okay, enough RAM should be available. So why am I saying such these prerequisites? Because users, after migration, they should not face a problem. Okay, this is the most important change which Tally is doing it proactively. Method of voucher numbering. Friends, as you recall, in Tally, many of us are maintaining automatic numbering. Now, automatic numbering entails, the problem with automatic numbering is that in case you are entering a backdated voucher, or you are entering a voucher earlier, 2 voucher consequently, and then you are inserting 3rd voucher, whatever, the numbering gets shifted. If you are changing, deleting a voucher, the numbering gets shifted, and consequent to the numbering, the other vouchers would also get shifted. So TallyPrime suggests that when you are migrating from your normal TallyPrime to TallyPrime, this thing, the numbering would become manual auto numbering. Okay, or you can go manual in your voucher type master. You can just go and configure it as per manual auto numbering. That is the best way of working. Why? Because it ensures that the numbering does not get shifted. Automatic numbering is not suggested. Okay, why? Because the in backdated vouchers the numbers get shifted, and just because of the change in number, some other voucher gets changes or deleted. Okay, the date gets changes, it gets consequential impact on the other vouchers also. So our suggestion is that please ensure that you have manual auto numbering selected, and based on that you are working for all the voucher types. Okay, let me take up a few of the questions. Srinidhi, we have already answered this question earlier. Okay. Okay. Anonymous attendees have asked that passing the bank entries to using a Tally utility, how it will be shown in Audit Trail. Friends, if you are not using normal data entry mode of Tally, the challenge would be that Tally will not recognize this thing. So when you are updating it through a Prime, you will be able to only get the functionality word called import. Okay, no other details would be there. So second. Okay, so this would be recorded import functionality. I have a question answer on that also. Okay, let me take up few more questions. Okay, one more checkpoint is that ensure that in case you do not require previous year period, the split data you, if possible, split the data. Okay. Now, certain common questions. Will the user be able to disable the edit log? No. Okay. Once you have activated in TallyPrime edit log, the edit log functionality you will not be able to disable. Okay. If you are using TallyPrime normal 2.1, okay, in that there is a possibility that you can enable or disable the edit log capability. But for the exe of TallyPrime edit log, you will not be able to disable the edit log capability, because that is what absolutely the MCA requirements are. Can the user compare the selected version? Yes. Okay. We have already seen how that comparison happens. Comparison version 4 to version 3, version 3 to version 2, whatever it is. Will the data size gets impacted? Yes, of course, the data size will get impacted because of the version history. Okay. So ensure that your hard disk space is good enough. Okay. We have already seen the edit log modifications done to the masters. Okay. This also we have already seen flexibility to filter report based on altered and deleted transaction. Okay. Track edit log from the previous version and releases. Now, let me just show you one more.
Punit sir, the quiz should be launched now because we have a good number of audience right now.
Yes. Yeah, please.
Should we wait?
Yeah, please. No, you can launch the quiz. That would be great.
Okay, thank you, sir.
And in the meantime, I will go to the Q&A also. So.
Also, I think we can take up the continue to take up the Q&A along ways.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Manish Jain says, what happens if the data is opened in CS Tally and he's doing some correction? Will it reflect in edit log? Yes, Manish bhai. If your TallyPrime edit log is there and also the chartered accountant's place, it is the TallyPrime edit log version 2.1, then all whatever changes that the chartered accountant is doing in the data would get reflected in the edit log. What about the storage of it is too heavy? Can we reduce it after the final audit? Because there is a clear-cut requirement for the retention of the records. So it is better that you retain the records of the audit trail. Okay. So I would not recommend you to think of ways of reducing the data after the audit. Okay, after the final audit. Paresh says, what is the consequence of non-maintenance of edit log? Currently, what I understand, it is the reporting of the auditor which is more important. The auditor will have a negative remark. There is no such penalty and details as Arvind sir was mentioning. The MCA guidelines are very, very silent as to what will happen in case there is non-maintenance, or even if it is maintained, what are the aspects that are to be checked thoroughly by the auditors. So those all things are yet in gray. So I would be unable to answer. Okay, Harun Basha, how to on edit log? Edit log is the separate exe that you will have to download from Tally Solution website. Sirish bhai, we have already answered earlier. Rajkumar says, if we get TallyPrime edit log on monthly rental basis with all future version. Rajkumar says, I'm not the right person for that. Rental basis, you can get both. As I understand, TallyPrime and TallyPrime edit log. So it is okay if you wish to activate that. Kailash Bang says, small company maintain accounts through part-time accountants who generally records once in a month. Now the date of entry recording will be captured in the audit trail. Will it be problem for company? To my mind, no. We handle different types of entities. Srinidhi says, do we need to install edit log in other path or the same path? Okay. Where is that question? I think we can install it in the same path, but while Tally does not says yes or no, you can install it. But ideally, you should keep it separately so that the data entry operator are not selecting the companies which are migrated to TallyPrime edit log in case they have already migrated. So, so that error can be reduced if the path is separate. Just does chartered accountant also need to upgrade to Tally license? Of course, yes, Shyam bhai, they will have to update it. Manish, what would the impact? Definitely the impact is there. The edit log version is there, yet the software is new and the people are using it. I'll not be able to give you exact measurement, but that would again depend on company to company as to what would be the exact measure of the size of the data and on the speed of in the multi-user environment. So as of now, we will not be able to answer it. It is just as and when we move along. So Tilak says what the auditors have to see at the time of audit from the edit log perspective. So Tilak bhai, we've already seen the master's edit log and the transactions edit log. These are the two reports which I see as a primary this thing, and then they can go in the versions of each of those this thing just to find out that whether there is an chance of fraud happening or whether there is so it is just not audit trail or edit log. Along with that, there are other substantive procedures that a auditor will have to see that whether those supportings are there for whichever the modifications of the transactions have been done or not, and how far they are matching with the transactions which are posted. So both the things they will have to take along with the edit log. Anupam says any type of restriction where users cannot use a particular GST and edit log in the normal. I'm not sure, Anupam, I did not get your question. I want to know audit trail applicable to companies below 5 crores. It is for, as far as my knowledge goes, all MCA compliant companies. At present, whether Schedule 3 disclosure would be available in Tally, not the right question for today, but as I understand, Tally is going to bring out something really soon on Schedule 3 requirement. How we know edit log has been altered or tempered? Friends, we've already seen the transaction trail. If you are using the TallyPrime edit log, they cannot be altered or tempered. This the company itself has provided in the multiple presentations that they have given. So because that is the basis of this software. Okay, the log you cannot change with the any transaction trail. Okay, so okay, anonymous entity, whether edit log is available for export? No, right now there is no such report available for export apart from what we saw, the deleted and that altered vouchers master, okay, or the transaction, okay, that we have shown. But other than that, there is no such consolidated report available as of now. but I'm sure as more and more businesses are using the edit log, their Tally company is going to bring up with such changes which is required for ensuring smooth checking of the edit log also. Treatment of cancelled voucher. Dipanshu bhai, it is same as created vouchers or altered vouchers. No such modification. It will record who has made the cancellation, when they have made, and what it is. Optional vouchers can reflected in TallyPrime edit log. Yes, Pragnesh bhai, optional vouchers would also be reflected. When can we use a Tally edit log? Surat says right from the beginning of the year. It is available. You go and download it from the Tally solution site. What will be shown in audit report? Each and every change? Yes, edit. We have already seen, Prashant bhai, okay, what are the changes which is shown? Okay. It will show the change of the master's name, narration, description, whatever changes have been made in the transaction, everything would be shown. Praveen says, if you change the opening balance, will it reflect it in alteration? Yes. Praveen bhai, we have seen that. Kamlesh bhai, how can we verify whether the trail of any transaction is any entry is tempered or not? Currently, this version do not allow any tempered changes. We have tried to modify ourselves also. That is not allowed. Even if you export all the transactions and import, it will show as imported vouchers. Okay, it will not show as the earlier vouchers. The trail is not going along with the export of XML also. Okay. When do we use this Tally edit log? Right from the starting of the financial year in which you are maintaining your books of accounts. Can we use normal TallyPrime for audit trail? Yeah, Disha, I was supposed to come on that. Okay. Now there are companies where they do not wish to activate TallyPrime edit log, but they are like proprietorship company. But because this software offers so much benefit of changes which is made. Okay, friends, this is MCA requirement, but from a business perspective also, it is quite nice that you can record the changes, what changes has been made, when those changes has been made, who has made those changes. Okay, so in case you are using normal TallyPrime, which I am going to use it right now, how can you activate edit log? Okay, this is the normal TallyPrime. So this is my normal TallyPrime. In case I wish to change, activate only for this company, then I'll go here alteration. Okay. And on the right hand side, F12, there is one button. I will enable edit log applicability. Okay. And from this, I will get one more option, enable edit log. So this you can enable or disable it. This option of enabling an edit log or disabling the edit log would be available only for normal TallyPrime. It is not available in the version of TallyPrime edit log itself. Okay. This you have to make sure that if once you activate this enable edit log, okay, then it will say TallyPrime, the migration will happen. Additionally, all voucher type with automatic numbering will be updated as automatic manual override. We have already seen without affecting the existing voucher number. So do you wish to enable edit log? Yes. Control A. So within the same TallyPrime, normal TallyPrime, now I am using the data for edit log also. So any change which is made in the normal TallyPrime, this again will get recorded. Okay. So this is useful. This functionality is useful for proprietorship, LLPs or partnership, where the users want to see the edit log for the transactions, because this is a very big problem that GSTR1 has been filed and after some time somebody has modified the vouchers. To identify who has modified, when he has modified, what they have modified is a big task. So users can activate TallyPrime edit log and then to see. Other things remain the same, Control B or Alt Q functionality. It is the same as what we have already seen in TallyPrime edit log. Okay. Will data be compatible with the previous release? No. Once the release have been updated, it will be there for the updated version only. Will edit log version be retained after the company is split? So suppose on 30th of September 23, you decide that from 1st April 23, you are going to split the data. Okay. So the edit log related to 1st April to 30th September, would that be available? Yes, it would be available in the retail. It would be retained in the new company also. Okay. Can edit log data be completely removed or deleted? No. However, businesses that don't fall under the purview can activate in our normal TallyPrime. Okay. Will the edit log associated with the transactions masters be exchanged? Associated with the transactions and masters can be exchanged via sync or imported. The edit log functionality, sync and import does not, the data of edit log will not get synchronized. Okay. When we are importing, a lot of people have asked this question that we are importing from a bank statement. Okay. In that scenario, only the word, the transaction import button will, import would be reflected in the trail. Okay, that this transaction has been created using import functionality. That's it. Okay, version history of all the vouchers, masters. Okay, activities if they have done, and it will be shown to the users at the voucher master and the reports. Okay, this is there. Now, in the question, somebody has asked that they might have created some customizations like Aadhaar card number or something. Will edit log feature capture those functionalities also? Yes, my friends, any update made in a customized field, the software has been made so strong that you can track the changes which is made in the user defined fields also. Customization reports can be built as and when we move along. I think you will be able to see some of the customization that who has made the changes, maybe in the daybook itself, we will come to know, or at least which version of the data it is there. So instead of going into deep into the version, maybe in future this is possible. Friends, Tally Solutions also is looking at the requirement in the holistic way. So I'm sure in the next release or in next few months, it will come out with a few more reports which will be helpful for the users to work more proactively on the edit log functionality. Okay. TallyPrime allows users to enter through browser, or rather view reports through browser or enter through remote access functionality. Can edit log be viewed from there? No. Okay. So edit log currently it is available from the computer system itself. It is not available in the browse mode. Will the edit log data be backed up and restored? Many times you are taking it to the chartered accountants and then he is making the changes and then again these changes are brought in. Yes, those would be backed up and restored, even if you are shifting it to a new system. what will happen to the existing edit log once we disable the edit log feature in TallyPrime? Okay, so you have activated and then again you have deactivated. So as long as you have activated, the log will be created and it will be kept as the user. Once you re-enable the edit log, earlier also would be available to the users to be shown. Okay. This we have already seen. Okay, flexibility to use a single license. Friends, I have already discussed that in case you are already having TallyPrime license, you just have to go to Tally Solutions website. Let me go once again out there. Download TallyPrime edit log. That is it. That's it. No other thing is required. Once you have already activated TallyPrime 2.1, this will not require any further activation. You can just start using your TallyPrime edit log. Okay. Okay. Can the same data be allowed to be used? No. The data cannot be the same. Different data in different version is fine, but the data cannot be the same. It will not be allowed to be used. Okay. Amazon Web Service. This is one of the wonderful things that Tally has brought in. Many customers are using Amazon Web Service to, functionality server, AWS server, and will TallyPrime edit log functionality work on that as well? Yes, it will work on normal TallyPrime AWS as well. Okay, so TallyPrime server, if some users are using it, can edit log work with that? Yes, it will work for both the product. This I have already answered, that modification done through customization in master or voucher, will it be shown? Yes, it will be shown. Okay. Let me take a few more Q&A and the way forward.
So I think Q&A, we can take it from the end.
Yes.
Onwards, and the questions.
You have answers for the quiz? How is it?
Yeah, quiz, I think 125 people have attempted that.
Wow. What about the other 200 and other?
Yeah, we have a good number of audience.
Sir.
I think they didn't get the time, so we'll give them 5 minutes of time to do
Okay.
the thing.
Yeah, so you are launching the quiz once again, right?
Actually, it's live. Everybody can see an option of polls in their screen. If you see an option, the quiz is still live. We thought we'll just make the answers available once everybody's at them.
Yeah, so those of you will take a 2 or 3 minutes break. Those of you who has not answered it till now, please go ahead, and we have some good news for that as well. Yeah.
So 127 has answered all 6 questions, and we can see that the first 2 questions are answered by 225 people. I think they didn't get to the fourth question. Okay.
Please scroll down for the third and fourth questions. Those who have not answered, please answer it.
No, Punitji, these quiz will be available on the CA portal, also Tally website. They can go, they can use it whenever they want. They can even give this tips to their office people. They can do it. So this is a continuous behavior. Going forward, there will be many quiz. Every session will have quiz. So this is a wonderful learning game-like learning for them, and people can use it. There is no compulsion. Answers will be given on the spot. But this is just making the learning little better. That's all. So people have an option not to do it also. Absolutely no problem. Yeah. They can do it later. It's fantastic. Even 127 people have done it, means that is something really good. It is good learning for them.
True, sir. I agree with you.
Okay, Punit sir, I think we will fall short of time, so we should take up Q&A. Meanwhile, yes. Abhishek, I think we can publish the answers so that the ones who have attempted can see.
Yes, sure.
Shall I stop the screen? Stop sharing the screen?
Punit sir, so let's the Q&A list. Let's start from the end, and the ones which we have done on the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go from the end, and the ones which we have already answered, let's go for it.
Okay. Let me just in the Q&A session in the let us go in the end, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So the quiz has ended and the correct answers are available for everyone to view.
Thank you, Abhishek bhai.
Thank you, sir.
Right. Okay. Pragnesh says, can we use TallyPrime audit log in LAN? Of course, yes. As good as your TallyPrime edit log also. I mean, normal TallyPrime. Miniksha, in case the edit log is enabled and later on client disables it and enters new transaction for period of say 1 month, and all changes are also made in old Tally version, again activates the edit log. Whether records of these transactions will be shown in edit log. Miniksha, I hope you are asking for the 1 month in between. Those transactions will not get recorded in the edit log because you have deactivated edit log. Okay, the previous one would stay, and after those changes, after again whenever the edit log has been activated, those would be changed, would be shown. And in the TallyPrime edit log, the user will be able to see that when this data was moved from TallyPrime edit log to the normal version, and from there again to the normal edit log. Okay, so while the trail of that would be available, in between any changes which is made, those would not be available. Mahesh bhai, sharing the PPT. Yes, the organizers will take care. Saurabh says auditors open client's data in his computer for audit purpose. As I had mentioned earlier, Saurabh, they will also have to open it through TallyPrime edit log, and any modifications that they do would be recorded in the edit log version. Trupti, this we have already answered it live. Harish, impact of bank reconciliation in TallyPrime at month end. Bank reconciliation is also considered as modification in transaction. So all the transactions which has been updated for the bank reconciliation would be reflected in the edit log as well. If we use edit log in the normal Tally, now I shifted edit log. No, because there would not be any impact. If you have already enabled edit log in normal Tally and then you are enabling it in normal in TallyPrime edit log, there will not be any impact on your data. Sirish, yes, both edit log and TallyPrime be worked, but not for the same data. If we put opening balance later on, this I think we have already answered. Shyam, yes, we get date and time of posting of the backdated voucher. So we just saw today on 28th of March also there was a timestamp, and today's also creation and alteration. Both these timestamp of the system date would be reflected in the transaction. Will synchronization be affected after migration of edit log? As such, no. The system has been tested, but for the sync transaction, the option would be reflected as the transaction as synced. Okay. Sudhir says, how can we see since company has enabled edit trail? I will go right at the beginning where we started. Alt K, edit log. Here it shows when the data was moved from edit log to normal TallyPrime and again back to normal TallyPrime. So this is the activity report that you will be finding it. Okay. How can we check edit log in trial balance? No, Harish bhai, you will have to go to display daybook or individual transaction or to chart of accounts, masters, individual master or to chart of accounts. These are the floor places where you can see the edit log for each and every transaction or master. Pragnesh bhai says, yes, it is okay. In my view, there is no such harm to enter a backdated transaction if your accountant has not come. Rama, advisable to open new tally for existing company? No, you can continue with the same tally. There is no such problem. Or you can start with splitting of the data and then new tally. So absolutely there is no such problem. Whichever version is, whichever is okay with you, that you can go. Prashant bhai, I have already answered earlier.
I think
Yes.
because the list is too much, so
I think we have already answered most of the questions.
so most of the queries have been answered during the webinar. And if you think that your queries are not answered, please raise hand so that I will allow you to ask your question directly to Punit sir. That way we'll finish it faster.
Yes.
Okay, we have 6 raised hands.
You raised
Mr.
hands.
Navakumar. Yeah. Mr. Navakumar, you can ask your question.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes, I'm Badrinath. So I have a question. So basically, MCA has now asked us to use such software which cannot be disabled. So only TallyPrime edit log is something which cannot be disabled and not 2.1.
Yes.
And by mistake, many of the companies had activated 2.1, but they have not gone into 2.1 edit log mode. But now, for example, now they will move from regular Tally 2.1 to edit log from today. So whatever the account entries that might have been passed for the last 5 days, could it be considered as if the company had not maintained such suitable software for those 5 days? Would it be a non-compliance?
Yes.
Is there any way out?
No, there is no way out, because if you have not used the software which says that the trail is required to be maintained, whether it is TallyPrime release 2.1 or whether it is Tally ERP9 or the earlier version of TallyPrime, that is 1, 1.5, 1.2, 1.6, whatever it is. So the auditor will be reporting based on his observation that for the first 5 days, the trail was not available and thereafter they have used this software.
Okay. Just to,
yes.
Hello?
Yeah.
For example, if the client has not started any accounting entry till date, and for this financial year, no accounting entries were being started, and now he will fresh migrate it, and now the entries gets posted from today. So still, would it be a problem?
I don't think so. In that case, there would be a problem, because books of accounts would be constituted only when you are entering the transaction or you are entering the books of balances. Okay.
Exactly.
Since there is no such thing done for first 5 days, then why should there be a report for that?
Yeah, perfect, sir. Okay, got it.
This is my view, but as I said, this is quite new. No such parallel is available across the board. So auditors will have to use their professional judgment while reporting and recommending, because there could be 3, 4, 10 versions of a transaction. Now, 10 version of a trail of a transaction does not mean there is a fraud. It is the professional judgment of the auditor to check why there are so many changes which are happening. Okay. So I would not say that this is something that reporting, in case you have made the changes or you have created after that, there has to be a compulsory negative reporting. It is not like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nidhi ji, you want to ask next?
Yes, sir. I just want to ask, you have shown the dates when the company has migrated to the edit log version and when the company is going back to the normal version. Why will a company will do that? Like, if all the data is migrated to the edit log, then why it will go back to the normal one?
Why? See, why is something that we will have to see. The auditor is not having edit log version. Okay. So for that reason, it could be there. It could be some other reason that the company might have opted for normal TallyPrime audit just out of mistake, whatever it could be. So we do not know why it could be, but in case they are doing it, that trail would be recorded in the Alt K version of that. That is
Sir,
there.
but for the clear accounts, we should, migrate all the data to the edit log version of the TallyPrime.
Yeah, for the companies, we have to, it is better to follow the circular.
And we can disable, we can uninstall the normal TallyPrime version, or is it required to
Of
have
course,
that also?
No such need. No such need. In case you have a partnership or a proprietorship and you wish to maintain in normal TallyPrime, you can continue with the old EXE. But otherwise, separate, it's not old, it's a separate EXE. But otherwise, you can use only TallyPrime edit log also. Few of our customers have used from last year only TallyPrime edit log. When this version was, because they found a lot of business benefit in using TallyPrime edit log.
So we can go back from edit log to the normal version, and the trail will be there in the normal version as well, which was recorded in the log version?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Any more hands raised, Komalji?
Hello.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, please.
So just one more thing.
Yeah.
Can I speak?
Yeah, Nidhi, please go ahead.
So I was one more thing, like if we are enabling the edit the log version in normal TallyPrime, is it the same as edit log? Just the case we can enable and disable the option, right?
Yeah, the
Otherwise it's same.
functionality is the same, but the purpose of the circular, which says that user should not be allowed to enable or disable it.
Okay.
So you are not following that entire circular. Okay. So if you are using the edit log version, then you are following the entire circular. If you are doing enabling and disabling it, so while edit log functionality would be available, but the purpose or the one part of the circular is not followed. That is what we want to say. Nothing else.
Thank you.
Sir, who would be able to see the audit trail? Any user or only the admin?
Currently, it is the person who has the right to alter the transaction would be able to see the edit log. How many versions are there? 3, 4, 5 versions. So if you want to stop anybody, you will have to stop the altering of the transaction also. You just have to give them create rights from the user wise security. Then the trail would not be available. But otherwise, for the owner or for the person who has got edit rights of the transaction, alteration rights, they would be able to see the log, the previous by using the button Alt Q, the previous versions.
Okay. Let's say I have only, my accountant can only view 30 days back or edit the entries maximum for 30 days. So let's say if he wants to see the audit log for a transaction entered 2 months earlier, will he be able to see it or no?
So if he has got the alteration right for that transaction, yes, he would be able to see. If he does not have the alteration right for that transaction, then he will not be able to go into that transaction. So Alt Q functionality works only if you are there in the alteration mode, nothing else.
Okay. If I go to the daybook option then?
So then also you will not be, so they will be able to see the transactions which has been Control B, deleted or altered. Okay, that would be see, but they will not be able to go inside because Alt Q functionality would not work.
Okay. Is there any function to see the latest version of an entry and the original version? The changes in, I don't want to see the second and third version. I only want to see what was the change, what was the original entry and what is the final version of the entry.
So currently, as I said, the software is quite new, and the users also, although the edit log software was available for last 8 months or 9 months, or rather last year, from the last year only, sorry, 1.5 years, from that domain, the edit log software is available. but not many users were using it. And because of not many users were using it, Tally solutions themselves have not brought in much changes. But with such number of huge users, now they will bring out such changes which would be helpful for the users to ensure that the audit trail is also reflecting, the edit log can be checked it very quickly. So maybe one of the suggestions that we could give to Tally company also, that we want to see only the first version and the last version. The versions in between can be shown only in case it is required to be seen. Any other query?
Can ERP 9 and Prime both be used? Hello.
Yeah, please.
This is Prashant. My query is that will I be able to make entry in backdate, and what will be the consequences of that?
So backdated transaction is not stopped. The circular is just saying that you should have trail of the transactions which has been created, when they have been created. The time and date stamp has to be there. Okay, when they have been created, and that is what is being observed in the when you are following the edit log. The time and date stamp comes in, that when you have created it, it takes the system date. So today is the 5th April and time is taking up. While there is no such restriction, I have seen that backdated transaction cannot be done. In case your accountant is coming once in 7 days, or you have to modify the earlier year transactions, there is no, to my mind, there is no such restriction that backdated transactions cannot be done. As such, I have not seen such restriction, friends.
Punit, can ERP 9 and Prime both be used in a single license?
Not advisable, but yes, technically yes, ERP 9 and Prime can be used, especially for the auditors. But for the other users, Tally has categorically told Tally Solutions that the new versions or new changes would be available only in TallyPrime. So a software which is going.
I'm asking on behalf of auditors only, because we have so many clients who are still using ERP 9.
Okay. So you can continue to use both ERP 9 and TallyPrime. There is no such restriction.
Only one license is required for it?
Yeah, yes. Same license can be used for ERP 9 as well as Prime.
So how to download Prime separately? Is there any some logarithm, or how to do it?
No. You have to have you first is that you should have a valid Tally software subscription. Assuming yes that you have a valid Tally software subscription, download TallyPrime from the downloads which I have shown it earlier, yes. Tally Solution site, and first you activate TallyPrime and 2.1 or edit log, whichever version you want it. Okay, and once you activate it, then go back to Tally ERP 9, and then your Tally ERP 9 license will capture the TallyPrime license also.
Both will work on the same system.
Yeah. Both works on the same system. Not a problem.
Thank you.
We have seen a lot of users and especially a lot of auditors using the same machine for Tally ERP 9 and TallyPrime. Yeah.
Okay, I think we'll take one last question, because I think we should give a break to Punit sir. Okay, for last question, Brahmaya and company. Sir, you have a question?
Hello, sir. We are from Brahma and Co.
Yeah.
Is it available in Tally ERP 9, the edit log?
So, as I said, TallyPrime has been released on 2020, 9th November 2020, if I am not wrong. And after that, Tally Solutions have very clear, categorically told that no new changes or updates would happen in Tally ERP 9. And this circular was released by MCA first in 2021 and then again in 2022. So, based on these circular, Tally has come out with a version of edit log only in TallyPrime. In Tally ERP 9, no such version is available. I would recommend very strongly that users should migrate to TallyPrime if they have been hit by the MCA circular. Okay. Because in ERP 9, first Tally company had categorically told that no new updates would be brought. While the software would be, the auditors can keep using it, or the client can keep using the software, but version updates would not be available. And because of that, this edit log functionality is available only and only in TallyPrime, and that too after release 2.1, not before that.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Punit sir, I think we'll just quickly take the questions from the last 3 questions from chat, and I think we'll have to
Yes.
conclude the session. So I think I'll just read out to you. When can we use Tally edit log? Is it from financial year beginning or anywhere in the middle of the month is permissible?
Ideally, as the books of accounts definition goes, you have to start it from the financial year beginning, not from any day. Yeah.
Yeah. Edit of optional voucher in Tally can be shown in audit log.
Edit of optional voucher. Yeah. Any changes made, even if in optional vouchers, those would be reflected in the audit log, of course.
Can we download or export edit log report? I think this is
currently no, and I am hopeful that the Tally Solutions will bring these changes for printing as well as exporting of edit log. Right now, it is not available.
Okay, I think we'll have to take a call to end the thing. Can small companies prepare accounts manually? I think this was also answered.
Of course, they can. It is their choice to maintain it electronically or manually. Edit log functionality or MCA circular is only for those which are maintaining the accounts electronically. Can we copy last year data for the same ledgers and groupings and then alter and change the period? TallyPrime comes with a functionality of you can just change the period, or you can split the data, Pragnesh bhai. All the ledgers and other things will get carried forward for the new year also, or you can just change the accounting period. There are quite a few videos which are available on Tally's website for the change of accounting year. I think now it is the right time to discuss on the community link also. Komalji, if you could just give a brief for our CA community link.
Yes, sir, for sure. So as everybody is asking for the recording of this session, like always, all our CA Connect videos are uploaded in our CA community portal. And you can also refer our community portal for any upcoming webinars. Not just that, we also offer a new section, that is the one which we just had a brief glance of quiz by CA Punit Mehta. Also, we run an updates for all. So there's a discussion page. So any query with regards to any of the Tally related queries will be answered by a Tally expert directly. So instead of having to have a phone call or contact anyone, you can just come to our page, put in your query, and it will be answered directly. So I will put in one more last time in the chat box about our CA community portal link.
Friends, asking questions and asking questions to ourselves and asking questions to others, it was a bit of a challenge, but still I thought that there could be some way where we can see that whether we are aware of the certain small functionalities of TallyPrime, and how can we implement those into our regular work. So if you see the community page, it is having quite a few questions, about 10 to 12 questions are there, and I'm sure you would love it. Please go ahead and share your views in case I have made a mistake or something of that sort. I would love to hear your opinion, how to make it more better, suggestions, whatever it is. Please come back to me, myself, or to Komal, saying that how can we make it more better. Our entire aim is that users should be able to know more and more of TallyPrime. So with a small survey, we had seen that many users are using only 30 to 40% of the Tally. How can we increase that rate? It is a collective responsibility of Tally, collective responsibility of chartered accountants and the users. Okay, it is not just Tally who would be working on it. And with this quiz, we are starting our part. From my side, what I could understand, we have just given one small part as to see how much Tally knows, how much users knows the Tally, Okay, and in future we will have more such quiz.
Thank you, Punit sir. A big thank you. I think you really need to drink water. You've been talking non-stop.
Yes.
It was great that you answered like 99% of the questions, but always that 1% remains. We are glad that we still have more than 200 people with us, patiently listening and getting their queries answered. Only shows their interest in our product and curiosity to know more about it. So thank you so much. As always, please stay tuned for the CA Connect series. We will come with new topic every week. And please, like we mentioned, do give a chance at CA Community Platform. I've put in a link in the chat. Please have a look and explore more. Thank you so much. I will now conclude the session.
Thank you.
Thank you, Punit sir.
Bye-bye.